Viña del Mar. Welcome to a special coverage of this spring important topic. Today's episode of Girls Will Run the World, we are going to cover Handmaid's Tale, 1984 and more. Keep watching us and you can see more surprises that we have prepared for you all. We want to thank our sponsors that without you, this cannot work. Thank you Netflix for Handmaid's Tale series and Soma. Now, try to guess which is the first topic that we are going to talk about tonight. Now, try to guess which is the first topic that we are going to talk tonight. Play the video.
I was asleep before. That's how we let it happen. When they slaughtered Congress, we didn't wake up. When they blamed terrorists and suspended the Constitution, we didn't wake up then either. Now I'm awake. My name is Offred. I had another name.
Ladies, I have to let you go. It's the law now.
They needed to do it this way. All the bank accounts and the jobs all at the same time. You imagine the airports otherwise?
Run!
No, please don't take her. No!
You girls will serve the leaders and their barren wives. You will bear children for them.
There's an eye in your house.
I'll send you to the colonies. You'll be cleaning up toxic waste and then you'll die.
Tonight is a celebration of Gilead and of what we have achieved.
We only wanted to make the world better.
Better.
Better never means better for everyone.
I want to keep on living for her.
Remember your scripture. Blessed are the meek.
And blessed are those who suffer for the cause of righteousness.
We are back. Please welcome Offred from Handmaid's Tale. Thank you. We want to know something about your last experience from the book and how you are now in the future. Well, I can see that you are wearing the same clothes that you were in the book.
Yes, but this is just for you to see it, but this is the way I look. I dress now.
Applause for Offred, please. So now let's go to and take a seat to talk more.
Hello, friend.
So I want to present you our guests from today's show. We have Catalina Ruiz, Paulina Castro, and Gabriela Poblete. They are here to talk and to share to listen your experience from the book. How do you felt in those years, and how is your vision of life from today?
First, I want you to know that it's the first time that I talk about it because it was a very difficult period in my life, and it was difficult obviously because they made me do things that I didn't want to, and also I couldn't talk with anybody who worked there. Even though I lived with them, I couldn't talk.
And what about Nick?
He's okay.
He's okay? Okay, and the doctor?
That is, I don't want to.
Okay, we are not going to talk about you if you don't want. Paulina, you want to share an opinion or something, you guys?
I have a question for you. How was this episode with the doctor that you don't want to talk about him? It's really personal?
Yes, it's really personal. It's not good for me and for my health to talk about.
And I have a question too. How was that you, that you came, you lived those horrible things in those years, and now you're here like living another life, and how do you feel about it?
Now I feel very good and free because there I didn't do many things that now I can do, like vote.
Yes, I heard that you fought for the rights of the woman.
Yes, so. Because if they have the right to vote and to do things, why we as women can't do that?
Yes, you're right.
And nowadays there are a lot of fights for women's rights.
It's called feminism. Feminism. Yes. I don't know if you are related with that term?
Yes, I know this term, and I feel very proud about it because I think that something very important, and not just for us. It's for all the world that is growing. They are changed their mind.
That's I have a tweet here from Chimamanda, I think it's name. She said that she's feminist and she supports every woman's right. Are you agree with that? I mean, with everything that involves like abortion, rights on work, lifestyles, everything.
I agree with them because I think that all of us have the right to decide about us. So if someone wants to abort, why not? If his life.
So you support like abortion?
Yes. I support
and free abortion?
Yes, I support.
And I also have a tweet here. It talks about the term dystopia. Do you know about it? Have you heard a little bit? Well, I will connect all of you with dystopia. This term means that you need to fight against something that you are not agree with. So in this case, we are fighting against people who are not agree with women. So with the women's right. So what do you think about that term and how we are fighting with that?
I think that it's a very important topic because we have the right to fight from our ideas, so it's important for us to represent our ideas and also to make other people to think like us. I mean, not to make them to think like us, but to share our
and also to understand. I think that's the perfect term, to understand how we feel and how we can change the world. It could be.
Even though there are like women that nowadays do not want to have kids, do you have an opinion about that? That today is not something like important, like a goal that women.
Yeah, that is my case actually. I want to share you about my experience, and in my case, I want to do my dreams, to make all of them come true. I don't want kids and a family. I'm single since I born, so I want men in my life, and this is something very different about what was your past.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that what you are doing is very good because you have your dreams and you want to make the dreams come true. So why not?
Yes.
If you have the opportunity, why not?
I think people should stop thinking that if a woman don't have a family or kids, it's not a complete woman. Like it doesn't complete all the tasks that you born to be like.
But we have to understand that we all are different.
Yes.
So
yes.
not all of us
like,
are
for
different.
example, Gabi don't want to have children, but that doesn't mean that she's less woman than the one who wants to have children.
And I respect others. For example, you in your case, you have kids, and it's okay. So
it's not like an obligation to do it now, and you cannot be like judged for not want to have kids.
Exactly.
Okay, we have a lot of time to talk about this. It's a huge topic.
Can we go back to the art of your life that you were like, you need to, I mean, sorry, let me think about it. When you have to go with the commander and to have like sex with him, and then you need to get born to a child from the commander, but it was not your child. Yeah. So how was that for you? How do you feel about it? Yes. What do you think about that?
It was really.
I mean, now in those days.
Yes. This episode of my life was very difficult. I don't feel like so comfortable to talk about it, but if you ask me about now, how it's now, I think that nowadays that is a thing that is not like is not accepted in our days like it was before. Years ago when I was my episode, it was something normal. But now
to be a sexual object.
Yes.
I have a question. How was that you cannot talk with anyone of the house? Like, how did you survive? Like, no talking with anyone. How was that?
It was very difficult. I tried to have not a conversation, but like
a contact.
Yeah, right? Yes, like a contact with people who worked there, but they couldn't talk with me because it was like a rule. So
it was forbidden, like talking to you specifically.
Not just to me, to anyone else there, but we tried to communicate in some way, but it was difficult.
I also understood that you like have like a problem that you cannot have kids, like, and you go back to that house. How was the name of that house again? Gilden, something like that.
Yes, I don't remember very well the name.
Yes, but
if the audience knows the name, please tell us.
Let us know with the tweets, please.
Yes.
Yeah, it was for people, for women that have this problem they cannot have a child. They go back to this house, and
like it was sort of a prison, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this whole story began. You were separate from your husband and your child. How was that? How was that moment in your life where you wake up and you don't?
I think that it was horrible. Yes, it was horrible because, as you read in the book, I have to escape with my little child, and then we get in a forest and they got me and separate from my child.
I think that moment
was horrible for me. Yeah.
And do you think
because it was not just for my kid, because I didn't know what would happen with my kid, and this was something that made me feel very nervous.
And you try to do your best because we read that you tried to escape and it was kind of difficult.
And your child also.
It was almost impossible to escape, but I tried.
But do you think it's personal? If you want, you can answer me. Do you think it's now the time to try to come back to trying to find where is him?
Yes, I think that it's the time, but I want to do it very carefully because I could find someone and maybe he doesn't want to talk with me.
Okay.
So
that could happen. Yeah, and that would be even worse than don't find him.
So we all know that what happened to you was very horrible, and today I think that it's more horrible because we are fighting for our rights.
You're very brave to survive that.
Yes,
everything.
So we are very like proud.
Thank you. And I am here because I want you to know how was it and
like to make a change.
Yes. To understand that the change is necessary.
And I think that for all the women that are in the house, your testimony is very important for them. So we want to thank you, and this topic is very like huge, but we don't have more time to talk about it, so we are going to invite you, I think, and so we will be very grateful for you to
You can stay here in the program because we're going to talk about other stuff.
Okay, thank you.
We are very connected, so we can share our opinions.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
Yes, and I want to say that if you have a similar story that Alfred, you're happy to share with us. We can help you if it's necessary.
So we're going to come back in a few minutes and we are going to continue talking. So we are back here with our guests, with our special guest, and Paulina wants to share something important for her. Paulina,
yes, I read, whilst I was reading the book, there was some quote that I think that is important, and I wanted to share with you because maybe we can talk about it and share our opinions. So here I go. The problem wasn't only with the woman, he says. The main problem was with the men. There was nothing for them anymore. I'm not talking about sex, he says. That was part of it. The sex was too easy. You know what they were complaining about the most? Inability to feel. Men were turning off on sex even. They were turning off on marriage. Do they feel now? I say. Yes, he says, looking at me. They do. So, I don't know what you think about that.
Wow, it's a very strong quotation.
Yes, because I think that they are like against this movement, this feminism
I think
movement,
they're
some kind of that.
moment they're against women.
Yes,
they're the problem. Like where you say that sex is not important, because I think for them it was in that time, like where you were the protagonist, it was too easy to get it. Like if you want to have sex, you were whenever they want.
Well, I feel that we were like an object for them.
Yes. Like the woman body was something that you can have it whenever you want. You can do whatever you want with it. And I think they missed the respect of it. Like they didn't respect yourself as a person. You were something to procreate and nothing more.
Yes, this quotation is related to the contrast about what you said, the men part.
Yes.
I mean, who is wrong? Who is the victim?
Right, and I don't know what else can we say about that. Probably that here they want to take the control here, and they don't want to give us like, I mean, this is my body, this is what I want to do with it, so
they want to take decision for us, right? So like they decide what they want to do with us. Talking completely.
Yeah, but I think that it's also happening now because here in our country, abortion is not allowed. They are deciding for our bodies. We are not allowed to.
But even though talking about Handmaid's Tale that they decide what to do with us, I have another example completely different. Like it's in the book 1984 that they decide there was one person that decided to do with the rest. I mean, it was kind of a god called Big Brother. That he decides whatever he wants, and everyone has to
like to follow his rules.
Follow, yes.
I read that book too.
And I want to read a quotation here that I found very interesting. That said, in the end, the party will announce that 2 and 2 make 5, and you will have to believe it. It was inevitable that they should make that climb sooner or later. The logic of their position demanded. Not merely the value of experience, but the very existence of external reality was tacitly denied by the philosophy. What do you think about this quotation?
It's very similar to what I have lived, because even though I didn't want to believe in them, or even though I know that they were wrong, I had to follow the rules.
Yes.
I mean that here we go back to that term that we were talking about before, dystopia. I mean,
yes.
Nowadays we are like fighting against that. I mean that once you are born, you have to believe in something. I mean, I'm Catholic, but
that happened in the story with Winston. That he wants to break this huge rule that Big Brother believes make you believe in something, and Winston wants to break that. He wants to believe in what he wants, do what he wants, but at the end, this had a consequence that he always thought that if I do whatever I want, I will be punished.
Yes.
And sadly, that what happened when he had an affair with Julia. That he was a married man, and he got an affair with Julia, and he was punished, and was
he got locked in a room in Rome 101, right?
Yes, and
Yes.
he confronted the biggest fear. It was rats, and he said, "Okay, I cannot do this because rats are the only thing that I cannot do." And he said, "Okay, I will believe in the Big Brother. Whatever he said, I will believe it." And he said, "If you tell me that 2 + 2 is 5, I will believe it."
You didn't have the chance, even though to
I
like
think if it
to
is wrong,
contradict it. Yes, because
if they say
or share an opinion about
in a
it.
philosophy way that it is true, I will have to believe it because they say it.
I think that is very related to our reality today because we're follow masses or TV. For
Yes.
example, when we saw a new in the TV, we believe it. We don't make a question of that.
We
and
don't investigate
yes,
about it.
it's
That
just
was
what
the
you.
newspaper.
Yes.
They believe whatever journalists write.
Right.
But also when we are following like those influencers that came
Yes.
from
I was going to
Like,
mention
like
India.
from yes.
And I have to believe it because like really you don't know him, you don't know
I mean,
his-
why do I can become like an influencer
Yes.
too?
Like,
So
right.
I
that's
think that TV is very like
Influential.
influential in our
Influential,
lives.
yes.
We are constantly following like a model, imitating something,
And
we don't have the chance to.
I want to take a point that you said before I start reading the quotation that what happened with Catholic people here in our country, Chile. I think the parents make a huge mistake that where when you're a child they obligate you to becoming Catholic people.
The baptism is it's obligation. You don't
Yes.
have the chance to decide
If you
because
want
you're
to.
a baby.
of course.
You don't have the chance to say, I don't want to be a
Catholic
Catholic person
Yes.
or whatever. But
Because if we ask here to the audience, even to you, are you Catholic? Are you baptism?
I am Catholic. You are Catholic too.
Yes, I mean,
But
I
you don't have the chance to decide if you want to be Catholic or
I didn't decide.
Like your parents obligate you to
Yes.
believe in something. I don't know what happened in your
It's
case.
not my case, but I can make a relation with the life in itself. For example, I'm a woman and I have to study, then have a career, and then a family.
Yes.
But I don't want this, so this is a rule that we have to follow. But
Yes.
if
Like
I
that
don't
is
want
something
to-
that imposed
It's a
you,
pattern.
like the society imposed you that
Yes.
rule.
Yes.
And you need to follow those like parts of your life. I mean, you go to school, then you go
Like
to
obligation.
university, then you
Even
get,
like
you met someone, you get married, family, and then you die.
I think society obligate women how they have to behave. Like you have to sit like this,
This, yes.
your legs don't have
Even
to
though
be
little girls-
open. You cannot use skirt too short or too long. You cannot show your boobs or whatever.
So, I mean, we are free.
Yes, if I
We
want
need
to
to
show
And I
everything
think that
about it.
nowadays little girls are changing and they
Yes.
are very powerful.
Yes.
They want to fight for their rights.
They
They
will
don't
be the
follow
ones
the
that will
rules.
change the world. So.
Yes.
And the only thing that we have to certain with is that we are going to death one day.
So we need to live our lives as long as possible.
As you see, this topic is very important. We have, I
Yes.
think that, and the audience too, we need to talk about this.
If you have a question or you want to add something, please tweet us.
Yes. Remember to
I have a
share.
tweet. A person sent us the name of the house that we were talking
Yes.
about. It is
Gilead, right?
Gilead,
Yeah,
yes.
you also read it.
Gilead. Yes, because we were asking for that. So we are going to continue talking. Let's go to another break.
Unit Soma.
So we are back now in the program. Oh, what happened?
Disney to other sins, you will suffer the consequences. Have you ever heard about something called Soma?
What happened?
I don't know, but we are back now. We are going to continue talking about back. Now is the end of the program of the show. But we are going to mention that the next week we have a very interesting topic, which is, do you know the topic?
A brand new world.
A brand new world. So you are all.
What is that?
It's a new book that we're going to share with everyone. Do you know what is the plot or something that I want to share?
Do you know something about Soma?
Yes, kind of our sponsor, right?
Yes, it's our sponsor.
Yes.
But it's something about like happiness. It makes you happy.
Yes.
Like,
oh, it's like a new drug, right?
Yes. But we cannot talk a lot of it because it's for the new chapter, the new episode.
I think that A Brave New World also talks about the dystopia, right? I think that 1984 and also as the Handmaid's Tale. So it was all related.
Connected. So if you want to participate in the next program, you are invited. And all of you can come to share with our audience, because today's program was very interesting, very powerful, as the name of our show. So
yes,
we can.
Girls will run the world.
Yes. So we see you next week. You are all invited, and thank you.
Thank you, the audience, also for coming to this show.
And thank you for the invitation.
Yes. For us it was very important for you.
Yes, and also thank you to the people that talk with us through Twitter and something. And
yes. So a big applause for the